Hey everyone, welcome to Fueled by Haters Customs. So you might be wondering, what is this new channel and what it's going to be all about? So basically it's just a bunch of friends just having fun with cars that basically attract haters. So there's a bunch of cars that we'll actually dive into what we've done in the past and what we'll do in the future. So stick around if you want to have fun. Lots of burnouts, lots of fun. Thank you. Oh, and this is a Nissan GTR. So before we get into the details of the new project, which is actually the 2010 Nissan GTR, I'm going to take a step back to where the Fueled by Haters name actually started. So it was about 7 years ago. I personally owned a Honda S2000, purchased the vehicles and had big plans for it. So at this time, picture this, I was mostly into Hondas. That's all I could talk about was basically Hondas, modifying Honda Civics, Acura Integras and boosting them. That was my fun. When I purchased the S2000, I had big plans. I wanted to put wheels, suspension, and then turbo the engine. Little did I know it would actually change into more time-consuming plans. So I first started, I put first years, I put suspension and wheels on it, and I thought I was going to be happy. Didn't turn out that way. I drove it for one season. See, we're in Canada here, so when we say one season, it's basically the summer. Winter, you get a lot of snow, so they actually stay stored. So right now you can probably see my breath coming out of my mouth, and that's pretty much because it is freezing. I don't have the heat in the garage currently. Could hook it up, but didn't do it for this video. So yeah, so I did that for the first season. Then I actually decided to piece my own turbo kit. So that's what I did. Built a turbo kit, pieced it out piece by piece here and there, and bought a used turbo. Turns out, put everything together. Once I started it up, it was smoking. Mainly the turbo that I bought, I got scammed on it. It was actually no good turbo. So I was in the process of buying actually this place at that time, so I didn't put the turbo on right away. About middle of the summer, I bought a Precision 6266, and that's what I ran in it. So it was a fun car. Really did like it, really liked the power band, but went to the races a couple times with it, and that's about it. Pulled it in the month of September, basically to store it for the winter. Once I decided I wanted to do plans, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but at that point, I really wanted to get into the GM muscles. I wasn't too familiar with them at that point, and this is going back like 7 years ago, so they weren't super popular. At least in Canada they weren't. In the US, Import Muscle was starting out, and they had a few cars on the go. So I purchased an LS1 T56 off of eBay, came in, took it apart, put it in the S2000, put a cam, lifters. It was a T56. It was actually a really fun car. I actually had the stock rear end in it, and actually never broke a rear end. I drove it for one season, absolutely loved it, but it was time for something else. I ended up selling it to a friend of mine who owned it for 2 years, and all he put on it was actually tires and one rear end. So it was actually a really reliable car. It was fun. I'll post some pictures and videos here right after, and you'll be able to actually see the car in action. And it was definitely fun. Don't have a lot of IDEF video, mainly most of my cars. I didn't really take many videos of it, but I'll put what I can. So that was the first one. So a lot of hate came and a lot of love. All the older guys were all happy about it. All the younger generation was like, you should have elected Honda. And at that point is when I realized that maybe I should actually build more V8 stuff in different platforms. So I actually did the R34 Skyline, which we'll talk about later on, which was a R34 GTT. I converted to left-hand drive, put an LS V8 with a CD009 transmission and a supercharger off of a GT500. So it was a mixed match of parts, and it's actually, that fueled a lot of haters. It was on a few magazines and whatnot, but we'll definitely touch that car if you guys want to know more about it. I'll put a few pictures here simply for you guys to see it. But yeah, so that's where actually the name came. Fueled by Haters was actually amplified, as you can think about putting an R34, putting an LS in R34 fueled like a lot of haters. It was in a couple of magazine posts and whatnot, so I was pretty happy about that, and I was actually pretty happy of the hate that it was actually getting. It actually fueled me. That's where the Fueled by Haters was actually the name implemented and used on my social media stuff. Never been into a lot of social medias. It's just a couple of friends that decided that we should actually do a channel, so we'll actually touch a few builds that we've got ongoing right now. 67 Coronet on a Chrysler 300 body, works VSS wheels. It's going to be wide body, so it's going to be a totally different thing that there's actually none on the internet at this point. So we're all about doing custom stuff just to play around and do some burnouts and have fun. Just actually a few weeks ago we brought a WRX STI to storage. That one put a LS turbo with a turbo 350, Ford 8.8 in the back, running a new Holley Terminator X. So we'll have some coverage on that. We'll put a little bit of video here so you can actually hear spool up a little bit. But yeah, so that's it. If you're interested in hearing more, definitely we'll make more videos. We plan on making videos of builds as well. This is actually just the first kickoff video that we wanted to present. So you'll actually end up meeting the boys as well, showing exactly what we do, what we like to do. And yeah, hopefully you like our contents. Thanks.